Welcome back to Mass Appeal, everybody. If you want a new you in the new year, we've got 14 tips for changing your nutrition and your physical activity in 2014.
And they're easy to do. Joining us to tell you what they are is nutritionist Dr. Laura Christoff. Dr. Christoff, thanks for being with us today on Fitness Friday.
Sure.
So we have a lot to cover. We'll get through it all. The first is the big picture, to keep that in mind.
Right. So people, most popular goal of every year almost is losing weight, right? And usually just the weight loss or just the number on the scale can get people pretty discouraged. Or it might just not be enough to motivate you. So you really want to think about other reasons that you want to meet this goal. Is weight loss or is a change in nutrition habits going to help you live a longer life, right? Is it going to help you have more energy to play with your kids? Is it going to help you be more productive at work? So you want to think of different aspects of your life besides just the physical in order to really try to stick to your goal. And
so maybe it's the why behind the resolution. So if your resolution is to lose a lot of weight, why is it that you actually want to lose that weight?
Right. And so sometimes people might do a vision board or something to kind of show the different reasons. You might put pictures of people who motivate you, who might be role models for you, something like that. And you want to stick that either in words or in pictures, somewhere where you can see it all the time, so you can remind yourself of that big picture.
Right, and you're always motivated along the way. And that's the next step, is to make progress goals along the way.
Definitely. So number 2 is make progress goals along the way. A year is a long time, and a year-long goal takes a long time to accomplish. So making daily, weekly, and monthly goals can be really smart. And SMART goals are specific, so they're very specific. You don't just say I want to lose weight, you say I want to lose 10 pounds. Measurable, so you can measure those 10 pounds. Attainable, I wouldn't say I want to lose 150 pounds because that wouldn't be attainable or realistic for me, right? And then time-based, so you want to have a time frame to which that comes. So that's a SMART goal. And making a goal once a week or having something you do every day changes those little habits that lead up to a bigger goal. And if you think about it, if you change one goal a week for 52 weeks, change one little habit a week, that's 52 habits by the end of the year that have helped lead to your ultimate goal.
Right, so then it's just taking those small steps and not jumping towards the ultimate goal.
Right.
I think that's what a lot of people do, myself included. Every year I go, I'm incredibly sore today because the last couple days I've been working out, killing myself doing it, and now I'm exhausted and tired and discouraged.
Right, and that's what tends to happen. We go full force for a few days or for a week or so, and then we say, oh my gosh, this is too hard, it's not worth it. But if you just increase things little by little and add things on one step at a time over a year, over 52 weeks, that can lead to really huge changes.
And if you want to lose weight, make sure you clean out the cookies from your pantry. Do things to prepare to have success at your goal.
Right, so you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success. So, if you don't tend to have breakfast in the house, but a goal is to have a healthier breakfast, get some steel-cut oats, get some fruits, get a grapefruit or something like that. Have healthy things available in your cabinets, and take out the things that tend to be temptations or you tend to overeat, especially in the evenings. If you live with someone who likes to eat, cookies and brownies and bacon, like I live with, then maybe have them put it in a place where you're not going to see it, or if you're short and he or she is tall, where you can't reach, right? And so then just have those temptations out of the way.
And the thing is, though, and we're only going to get to some of these lists now, but we'll be back to get the rest of the tips later in the show. But for now, we have to respect other people's choices, too. And that's the toughest part. My wife and I constantly struggle with it because at different times of the year, we'll both want to be doing different things. So we need to respect what each other's doing.
Right. So you can enlist support. Tell as many people as possible what your goal is and say, I'm doing this for myself. Talk about the big picture, these are the reasons, but respect that everyone's in a different spot. And so, don't become a food Nazi and say, don't eat those cookies, or you have to come run for an hour with me, because not everyone's at that place. And let them be where they are, let you be where you are, and then you'll get a whole lot more support instead of jealousy and the frustration.
And all that good stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so be a team player. That's great, and it's so important to be there. And it's always nice to have someone that you can count on and that respects you and that you can work together. So that's so great, Dr. Christoff. A lot more to cover. Simple things, simple ways to be healthier in the new year. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll get to those a little bit later in the show. And
Welcome back to Mass Appeal.
We are back with Dr. Laura Christoph to continue the top 14 tips for a healthier, better you in 2014. So it's Fitness Friday, and this is a great topic. Now we're going to pick up where we left off, meal plan.
Meal planning. So now we've cleaned out our cabinets, right? There's healthy stuff in there. Now figure out where you're going to use it during the week, right? So planning out breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks in advance, maybe weekly, you know, and prepping a little bit on Sunday can be a really helpful way to stick to the plan.
And we've got some healthier options here. I see a lot of different grains as opposed to, you know, pastas and rice.
Yeah, so we want to go for whole grains. We want to have a variety of different protein choices like beans, you know, tuna, low-fat yogurt, you know, some of these things you can keep in the cabinet for a while too, so having them on hand can really help in the long run.
And then when you plan ahead, you're not reaching for a frozen pizza. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but that may not be part of what your goal is. So
right.
It won't help you.
Next tip, record everything. I know we mentioned food journals briefly yesterday, but it's important that we do it. I think a lot of people overlook it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, recording your food intake at least for a week at a time every once in a while just to kind of see how you're doing, keep on track can be really helpful. And recording exercise can be helpful too. That can help you notice if you're sensitive to certain foods, if you have, you know, moodiness after eating certain things or you feel bloated. You know, those might be signals to take those things out of your diet or to add some more different things.
So we're going to go through 3 tips. We've got about a minute, but we're going to go through them quickly. So prepare for withdrawal if you plan to take something out of your diet.
Yeah, so if you take something totally out of your diet like sugar or alcohol or saturated fat, you're going to feel pretty bad for about a week. So if you're doing something that drastic, warn everyone, you know.
Warning.
Yeah, t-shirts like warning, I don't have sugar in my diet, I might flip out.
Exactly.
So maybe it's a good idea to substitute.
Right, yeah, so you might want to substitute, you know, instead of having a chocolate bar, have a chocolate covered strawberry. Instead of having chips and dip, have some vegetables and hummus. That way you still get those tastes in. And also with that, you want to carry emergency snacks. Don't get too hungry. You know, so if you carry emergency snacks and foods that are allowed in whatever meal plan that you're focusing on, then you can prevent yourself from, you know, stops at the drive-thru.
Great tips, but we're not done yet. A little bit later in the show, we're going to finish the list of the top 14 tips.
We are back with nutritionist Dr. Laura Christoph to finish up these 14 tips for a healthier you this year. All right, so now we're going to talk about adequate nutrition, getting a little bit of everything you need.
Right, so you want to make sure you're getting enough nutrients. Our major nutrients are carbs, protein, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water. So we all know we're supposed to drink at least 8 glasses of water a day, right? Maybe more. But let's talk about some of the other things that we want to make sure to incorporate into our diet. So first off, fruits and vegetables. You know, nobody ever gained weight eating too many leafy greens, right?
true.
You know, there's about 20 calories per 2 cups of leafy greens. So you have your traditional lettuce, you know, your spinach, and then there are some fun ways to mix it up, like bok choy, Swiss chard is really pretty over here. That's rainbow Swiss chard. It's recommended we get about 3 cups of vegetables a day, and this is 3 cups right here of vegetables.
Oh, that's it?
And so it's really not that much. You know, if you make yourself a little bowl of raw veggies in the morning and eat it throughout the day, maybe dip it in some hummus, it can be a great choice. It's recommended that we get at least 2 cups of fruit a day. This fruit salad is 2 cups. You could call 1 cup of fruit an apple, a medium-sized apple, or even a half of a grapefruit. So just making sure you're getting in those fruits and veggies is super important. And
So it's not fruits or veggies, it's fruits and veggies.
fruits and veggies.
Okay.
Making sure you get, you know, at least 3 vegetables, at least 2 fruits a day, and try to mix up those colors because all the colors provide different vitamins and minerals. Then you want to make sure that you're getting in your whole grains as well. So, you know, our chef did say you want to make those changes gradually. So if you're just starting to incorporate the 5 fruits and veggies, you know, you're getting a lot of fiber there, so you could add in the whole grains, you know, a little bit more slowly. But going for, you know, some brown rice, going for things like quinoa, has a little bit more protein, a little more fiber in there. Steel cut oats are great too. So trying to experiment with some whole grains can be a great choice.
Now, Dr. Christoph, we're running a little low on time, but as you're talking about fiber, if people are really upping their fruit and vegetable intake, can you have less grain in your life? Is that something you can try to get away from if you're eating a lot of fruit and vegetable?
Definitely, and I think that, you know, some people function a lot better with less grain in their diet. You just want to make sure you're getting some starchy vegetables like carrots, sweet potatoes, things like winter squash, which are all readily available in the winter.
All right, now the last 3 tips, we're going to go through them. The next one after adequate nutrition.
Make sure you eat enough. So make sure you're eating enough of all this good stuff, crowd it in so you can crowd out the added sugar and added fat. Also, you know, number 13 is make sure that you don't worry if you slip up. You know, you eat a cookie and you move on. You know, you might have eaten a cookie every day before, so if you eat one every 4 days, it's a lot better than you were before.
Don't be hard on yourself, right? And the last one is to treat yourself.
Yeah, so make sure you celebrate milestones, and you want to celebrate with non-food rewards, because if you keep rewarding yourself with cookies and cake, that can really backfire.
That's a very good point. Yeah, go get a massage, get a pedicure, get a manicure,
These
something
are
like
great
that.
tips, Dr.
Yeah.
Kristof. Thanks so much. And you were featured in a big spread in the Holyoke Community College magazine, or newspaper. If you see that, congratulations on that.
Thanks so much.
Dr. Kristof, we appreciate you being here. Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Hey,